There is something happening right now, at this exact moment, that most people will never understand. A pattern encoded so deep inside the fabric of your existence that even science is only beginning to catch up to what the ancients already knew. If you were born under the sign of Aries, this is not just a video. This is a transmission. A warning. A mirror held up to the part of you that has always known, always felt, that you were built for something far greater than the life you've been living. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will permanently change the way you see yourself, your past, and the quantum field unfolding ahead of you. Before we go deeper, I need you to do one thing right now. Subscribe to this channel. Not just because of what you'll learn today, but because you are at a turning point, and everything coming next on this channel is designed specifically for souls like yours. Aries souls. Fire souls. Souls who came here to break cycles, rewrite timelines, and collapse the version of reality that was never truly theirs. Hit subscribe and activate that notification bell. Your quantum alignment starts with one conscious choice. Make it now. If you found this video, it was not an accident. Nothing about your arrival here is coincidental. The quantum field doesn't work through coincidence, it works through resonance. And something in you resonated with this. Something in you already knows what you're about to hear. You've probably felt it your whole life, this strange, restless hunger. This sense that you were made for something specific, something urgent, something that no one around you could quite name. That feeling. It's not anxiety. It's not ego. It's your original coding trying to break through the noise. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Not second. Not in the middle. First. And that placement is not cosmetic. It is cosmological. It means you carry within you the frequency of initiation. You are hardwired at a soul level to begin things. To crack open what was sealed. To walk into rooms where no one else has dared to enter. The universe didn't assign you this position as a reward. It assigned it because someone had to go first, and that someone has always been you. But here's where it gets quantum. Modern physics, specifically quantum mechanics, tells us something extraordinary. Reality is not fixed. It is probabilistic. It exists in a superposition of all possible states until the moment of observation. Until something conscious interacts with it. And you, born under Aries, are one of the most potent collapsers of quantum probability waves in the entire zodiac. Your desire, your intention, your raw will. These are not metaphors. These are mechanisms. You were literally built to shape matter through focused force. Most people live their entire lives inside what physicists call a classical worldview. They believe the world is solid, determined, already written. They wake up, follow the script handed to them by society, family, fear, and they never once question whether the story was theirs to begin with. But you've always questioned, haven't you? Even as a child, there was something in you that refused to accept the version of reality that everyone else seemed comfortable with. That refusal wasn't rebellion for its own sake. It was quantum intelligence awakening in you before you had the language for it. Here is the dark truth that no one tells you when you're born under Aries. Your greatest gift is also your deepest wound. The fire that makes you extraordinary is the same fire that has burned you, and the people around you, more times than you can count. Your impulse to initiate, to charge forward, to tear down what no longer serves, it has cost you relationships, opportunities, peace of mind. And for a long time, you may have believed that this fire was a flaw. Something to be managed, suppressed, medicated, or apologized for. It isn't. But it does need to be understood. The quantum field is not neutral. It responds to your dominant frequency, not your wishes, not your prayers, not even your intentions in the surface sense. It responds to the deepest electromagnetic signal your heart is broadcasting at any given moment. And here's what most Aries souls don't realize. If you are running on unprocessed anger, unacknowledged grief, or the residue of old wounds, that is the signal your field is sending. And the universe, with terrifying precision, keeps sending you circumstances that match it. Not to punish you, to show you what's still alive inside you that hasn't been transformed yet. This is the quantum warning. Not a warning of danger in the conventional sense. A warning that the version of you who continues to operate from unconscious patterns, the wounded Aries, the reactive Aries, the Aries who confuses destruction with creation, that version of you is running out of time. Not because the universe is cruel, but because your soul contracted, before you were born, to complete a specific transformation in this lifetime. And the window for that transformation is not infinite. You can feel this, can't you? That urgency, that pressure building inside you that has been intensifying for months, maybe years? Let's go back to the beginning. Before your birth. Before your body. Quantum physics and ancient metaphysical traditions, separated by thousands of years, are converging on a single radical idea. Consciousness precedes matter. Your awareness, your soul, whatever name you give to the fundamental essence of who you are, existed in some form before it entered this physical body. And in that pre-material state, there was a choosing. A specific configuration selected for maximum growth, maximum impact, maximum soul evolution. Aries was not randomly assigned to you. It was precisely chosen. Think about what the number 1 means across every tradition, every cosmology, every symbolic system humanity has ever created. It means origin, source, the point from which all other numbers unfold. In the tarot, it is the magician, the one who stands at the threshold of creation with all the tools of the universe before him, ready to manifest through focused will. In numerology, it is leadership, independence, initiation. In sacred geometry, it is the point, the singularity that contains the entire potential of the universe before it expands. You, Aries, are encoded with the mathematics of the origin point. Mars rules you. And Mars is not merely a symbol, it is an archetype, a living frequency woven into the blueprint of your psychology. The red planet. The warrior. The initiator of action. In ancient Rome, Mars was not simply the god of war. He was the god of directed, purposeful, civilizational force. He protected boundaries. He cleared the ground for new growth. He embodied the sacred masculine principle of decisive movement. And this energy pulses inside you whether you're aware of it or not, whether you've claimed it or not, whether you've been taught to fear it or not. But something happened along the way. For many of you, the Martian fire was labeled too early. A teacher called you aggressive. A parent called you too much. A partner told you to slow down, to soften, to stop wanting so intensely. And you listened. You learned to contain the fire, to bank it, to build walls around the furnace inside you because the world seemed to need you smaller. And as the fire went inward, unspent, unwitnessed, unvalidated, it began to consume you from within. Anxiety. Anger that erupts without warning. The feeling of being trapped in a life that was designed for someone else. Here is what quantum field theory tells us about suppressed energy. It doesn't disappear. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. When you suppress the authentic expression of your soul's frequency, that energy doesn't go away. It collapses into a denser, more distorted waveform. It begins to attract circumstances and relationships that vibrate at the frequency of that suppression. In practical terms, this means that every time you silenced your fire to make someone else comfortable, you were sending a signal to the quantum field that said, "I am not allowed to be what I am." And the field responded accordingly. This is why so many Aries souls find themselves in cycles that feel almost cosmically designed to frustrate them. The pattern of starting strong and burning out. The intensity of early connection followed by explosive rupture. The brilliant idea that never quite reaches launch. The leadership potential that somehow keeps getting blocked by circumstance or by the subtle, persistent belief that success is for other people. These are not bad luck. These are not personal failures. These are the echoes of a frequency that needs to be recalibrated from the root. The concept of quantum entanglement tells us that particles, once connected, influence each other instantaneously, regardless of the distance between them. Scientists call this spooky action at a distance. But mystics called it something else entirely. They called it lineage. They called it karma. They called it the invisible threads that connect you not only to others alive right now, but to your ancestors, your past life expressions, and the collective field of every soul who has ever carried the Aries signature before you. You are not just you. You are a node in a vast, entangled network of fire. Some of you watching this are what might be called first-generation pattern breakers. Meaning, you came into this life carrying not only your own psychological material, but the unresolved energetic residue of generations before you. Anger that was never expressed. Courage that was never rewarded. Ambition that was crushed by poverty, war, or oppression. You feel it as something almost pre-personal, a heaviness, a rage, a yearning that doesn't quite fit the coordinates of your own biography. That's because, at least in part, it doesn't belong only to your biography. It belongs to the lineage. And you, Aries soul, were chosen to be the one who ends it. Let's talk about your relationship with time. Because Aries experiences time differently than almost every other sign. For you, the present moment is almost unbearably vivid. The future feels like it's already happening. The past feels simultaneously ancient and immediate. This is not a psychological quirk. This is a quantum signature. Research in temporal perception and consciousness suggests that highly activated, high-will individuals experience time as more fluid, more malleable, more responsive to intention. You have, throughout your life, had moments where time itself seemed to bend around your focus. Moments where something you intensely desired seemed to collapse the distance between now and then. Those moments are not flukes. They are previews. They are your natural state when you are fully aligned, when the suppressed fire has been alchemized into clear, conscious, directed intention. The version of you operating at full quantum capacity doesn't grind toward goals. It resonates with them. It doesn't fight reality, it rewrites it. This is what you came here to master. Not patience in the passive sense, but precision, the ability to direct your extraordinary Martian force with such clarity that the quantum field has no choice but to organize itself around your signal. Now, let's talk about something that might be uncomfortable. The shadow of Aries. Because there cannot be genuine awakening without an honest reckoning with the parts of yourself that have operated in darkness. Not evil darkness, but unconscious darkness. The part of you that has started fires and walked away from the wreckage. The part of you that has confused intensity with intimacy and movement with progress. The part of you that has sometimes led with a battering ram when the situation called for the key. Acknowledging this is not self-punishment. It is quantum hygiene. You cannot transmit a clear signal through a field full of static. The Aries shadow is born from a wound that is almost universal among those born under this sign. The wound of not being safe to be powerful. Somewhere in your early life, and often echoed in past life patterns, you learned that your full expression was dangerous. That being too much led to abandonment, punishment, or isolation. So a part of you learned to self-sabotage before the world could reject you. To burn it down yourself before someone else did. To choose drama over depth because depth felt too vulnerable, too exposing, too likely to end in the specific kind of pain that comes from being truly seen and then turned away from. Healing this wound does not mean becoming softer. It does not mean suppressing the fire. It means trusting the fire. It means developing such a deep internal certainty in your own worth and your own vision that you no longer need external validation to sustain your momentum. It means learning, perhaps for the first time, to let your power be witnessed without apologizing for it. To finish what you start not out of obligation, but out of reverence for the creative force that moves through you. To stand in your own flame without burning down everything within reach. Quantum coherence is a state in which all the parts of a system are synchronized, vibrating together in the same frequency, amplifying rather than canceling each other out. Quantum decoherence is what happens when that alignment breaks down, when interference patterns create chaos, noise, and loss of potency. Your life right now is either moving toward greater coherence or greater decoherence. And the primary factor determining which direction you're heading is the degree to which you are living in alignment with the authentic signal of your soul. Not the signal your family conditioned you to broadcast. Not the signal society rewards. Your soul's actual signal. For Aries, soul alignment has a very specific feel. It feels like momentum, like clarity without the need for reassurance, like fire that illuminates rather than destroys. When you are in coherence, when your thoughts, emotions, actions, and deepest intentions are all pointing in the same direction, you become almost supernaturally effective. Things move for you. Doors open not because you forced them, but because you showed up at the exact moment the universe needed someone with your specific frequency to walk through. This is not mystical fantasy. This is quantum mechanics applied to the architecture of a human life. There is a concept in quantum physics called the observer effect. The act of observation literally changes what is being observed. The particle doesn't behave the same way when it is being watched as it does when it's left unobserved. And this principle applies to you in ways that are profoundly practical. How you observe your own life, the story you tell about who you are, what happened to you, and what is possible for you, is actively shaping the quantum field of your experience. The Aries soul who sees themselves as a warrior of creation collapses very different probability waves than the Aries soul who sees themselves as someone who always ends up alone, or broke, or misunderstood. This is why the internal work is not separate from the external results. It is the mechanism behind the external results. Changing your narrative, not through toxic positivity or denial, but through genuinely expanded perception of who you are and what you're capable of, literally alters the waveform you're projecting into the field. This is what the ancient fire traditions understood when they spoke of the warrior's initiation. It was never just physical. It was always primarily a transformation of consciousness. The outer battle was always a reflection of the inner one. And the only enemy worthy of an Aries is the limited version of themselves. Let's speak about purpose. Because purpose is not a destination. It is not a job title or a relationship status or a number in a bank account. Purpose is a frequency. It is the specific vibration that only you can generate, the unique configuration of gifts, wounds, passions, and capacities that makes your presence in the world irreplaceable. And for Aries, purpose is almost always tied to initiation in some form, to being the one who goes first, to the act of courageous beginning, to demonstrating, through your own life, that the impossible is merely the unlaunched. Many Aries souls spend years searching for their purpose as if it were something external, something they need to find, or earn, or be granted permission to pursue. But the quantum truth is this: your purpose is not waiting for you somewhere out there. It is emanating from you right now, whether you're conscious of it or not. Every time you initiate something new with genuine passion, you are fulfilling your purpose. Every time you walk into fear first and let others follow your lead, you are fulfilling your purpose. The question is not whether you have one. The question is whether you are aware enough to recognize it in motion and courageous enough to stop interrupting it. There is a specific kind of loneliness that Aries souls know intimately. It is the loneliness of the forerunner. The one who sees what others can't yet see. The one who is already standing at the destination while everyone else is still debating whether to leave. This loneliness is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is a signature of your role. Pioneers are, by definition, ahead of the crowd. And the crowd, no matter how much it loves you, cannot always follow you into the territories you're called to explore. This is not rejection. It is the architecture of your mission. But here is the nuance that changes everything. The loneliness of the pioneer does not have to mean isolation. There is a profound difference between being ahead and being alone. Your work, and I mean this with the full weight of quantum understanding behind it, your work right now is to find the others. Not the others who will follow you out of admiration or convenience, but the ones who resonate at the same fundamental frequency. The ones who are also forerunners in their own domains, who understand the peculiar burden and the extraordinary privilege of being built to go first. These people exist, and the quantum field will bring them to you at the exact rate that you clarify and amplify your own signal. Love. Let's talk about love, because this may be where the Aries wound runs deepest of all. You love with a ferocity that can terrify both the ones you love and yourself. You are all in or all out. You pursue with a focus that feels, to others, like being caught in a beam of pure light. And when it ends, as it sometimes does, because not everyone can sustain that intensity, the grief hits you like a physical force. You don't do heartbreak quietly. You don't process loss in neat, manageable increments. You burn through it or you wall it off entirely, and sometimes you oscillate between the two until you're not sure which version of yourself you even are anymore. The quantum truth about Aries and love is this: you are not too much. You have simply been pouring yourself into vessels that were not built to hold your frequency. This is not a judgment of those people. It is a statement about resonance. A radio transmitting on one frequency cannot be received by a device tuned to another, no matter how powerful the transmission. Your relationships begin to transform the moment you stop asking yourself how to love less and start asking how to find what can hold more. More depth, more fire, more truth, more of the beautiful, combustible, world-altering love that you were born to give and to receive. Here is something quantum physics has revealed that should stop you in your tracks. The universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. The atoms that make up your body have been present in one form or another since moments after the Big Bang. Stars exploded to create the iron in your blood. Supernovae seeded the cosmos with the carbon in every cell of your body. You are not in the universe. You are the universe, temporarily concentrated into a form that can ask questions about itself. And Aries, that form that you're wearing, that specific vehicle of consciousness with its particular fire and urgency and impossible capacity for beginnings, it is the universe trying something specific. Something it has never tried in quite this way before. This matters because it obliterates, permanently, the idea that you are ordinary. Not in an ego-inflating sense, in a cosmological one. There has never been, in the entire 13.8 billion year history of this universe, another you. Another consciousness with your exact genetic code, your exact experiences, your exact wounds and gifts and questions. The specific combination of soul frequency, biology, timing, and circumstance that produced you is a singular event in the history of existence. When you waste that, when you dim your fire to fit into rooms that were never built for it, you are not being humble. You are committing a kind of cosmic waste that the universe, I promise you, notices. There are moments in a soul's journey, and you may be in one right now, that quantum theory would describe as bifurcation points. Moments where the system is so far from equilibrium, where the pressure of unexpressed potential has built to such a critical threshold, that the next choice sends the entire trajectory in a radically new direction. These are the moments just before breakthrough. They feel chaotic. They feel like crisis. They feel like everything you've built is unstable and the ground beneath you is shifting. If that is what you're feeling right now, do not run from it. You are not falling apart. You are bifurcating. You are at the quantum threshold of becoming who you were always meant to be. The ancients who designed the zodiac were not superstitious primitives projecting their fears onto the stars. They were quantum observers in their own way, tracking the patterns of consciousness as it moved through time, through cycles, through the great recurring rhythms of the cosmos. Aries begins at the spring equinox, the precise moment when light and darkness achieve perfect balance, and then light begins to win. Every year, the cosmos offers a reset, a rebirth, a new beginning encoded in the very movement of the Earth around the Sun. And you, born under this sign, carry that equinox energy in your soul's blueprint. You are a living spring, a perennial beginning, a consciousness that, no matter how many times winter comes, knows at the cellular level how to return to flame. Let's talk about what activates your highest timeline. Because the quantum field does not respond to generic desire. It responds to specificity, to clarity, to the coherent, unambiguous, deeply felt signal of a soul that knows what it is and what it's here to do. The practices that most powerfully shift the quantum field for Aries are not passive. They are not meditative in the conventional, stillness-based sense, though stillness has its place, even for you. For Aries, the most potent quantum activation comes through decisive action taken in alignment with deep inner knowing. Not action as avoidance. Not movement as distraction. Intentional, soul-directed, fire-backed movement toward what you know, in the place beyond doubt, is yours. There is a reason that virtually every wisdom tradition on Earth associates fire with transformation. Not destruction in the nihilistic sense, but the transformation of form, the releasing of essence from the confines of what no longer serves. Alchemists spoke of calcination, the first stage of transformation, as the application of fire to the gross material of the self, burning away the impurities to reveal the gold beneath. This is your medicine, Aries. Not the soft dissolving of water, not the patient growing of earth, not the dispersal of air, but the concentrated, clarifying, uncompromising heat of fire applied to everything in you that is not yet true. Everything that was given to you by fear. Everything you've been carrying that was never yours to carry. As we move deeper into this era, this extraordinary, turbulent, utterly unprecedented moment in human history, the qualities encoded in the Aries soul are not becoming less relevant. They are becoming more necessary with every passing day. The world needs initiators. It needs the ones willing to begin before the outcome is certain, to move before the map is complete, to speak the thing that no one else has had the courage to name. It needs the forerunners, the pioneers, the sacred disruptors who understand that sometimes the most loving thing you can do for a broken system is to refuse to pretend it isn't broken. You were not born into this moment by accident. I want to speak now about the quantum nature of your dreams. Not the small, socially acceptable aspirations that you've learned to present to a world that finds your real magnitude uncomfortable. I mean the ones you barely let yourself think about. The visions that appear in the middle of the night and make you ache with a longing so deep it almost feels like grief. The life that lives just outside the edges of what you've been told is realistic. Those dreams are not fantasies. They are quantum probability waves, potential futures that have already collapsed into form somewhere in the infinite field of possibility, waiting for the right observer to make them real here, in this timeline, in this life. Your relationship with those dreams is a direct measure of your relationship with your own quantum power. Every time you dismiss them, you send a decoherence signal into the field. Every time you take one step, however small, however uncertain, in their direction, you strengthen the waveform. You make real contact with the timeline where those dreams are already your reality. And here is what physics and mysticism both agree on. Once you make genuine contact, once the resonance is established, the pull becomes magnetic. The synchronicities multiply. The doors begin to open in the precise sequence you need. Not because the universe suddenly decided to favor you, but because you finally started broadcasting at the frequency of what you actually are. You have gifts that you do not yet fully understand. I say this not as flattery but as quantum diagnosis. The Aries soul arrives in this world carrying capacities that are genuinely rare and genuinely needed. Your ability to begin is a gift in a world paralyzed by overthinking. Your courage in the face of the unknown is a gift in a world strangled by risk aversion. Your directness, your absolute inability to sustain pretense for very long, is a gift in a world drowning in carefully managed falsehoods. These qualities make some people uncomfortable. Good. Comfort has never been the mechanism through which civilizations advance or souls evolve. There is one more layer I need to bring you to, and it is perhaps the most important one. The quantum truth that underlies everything else I've shared today. It is this: you are not becoming something. You are remembering something. The transformation ahead of you is not the creation of a new self from scratch. It is the excavation, the recovery, the full embodied reclamation of the self you already were before the world taught you to be afraid of it. The fire was always there. The power was always there. The extraordinary, singular, cosmically improbable you was always there. Underneath all the conditioning, all the wounds, all the years of making yourself smaller to survive in spaces that weren't built for your size. The quantum warning is this: the cost of not becoming yourself is higher than the cost of becoming yourself. The fear of your own power, your own magnitude, your own fire, that fear is not protecting you. It is costing you. It is costing you the life you came here to live, the love you came here to experience, the impact you came here to make. And somewhere, in the most honest part of yourself, the part that resonated with this video and kept watching all the way to this moment, you already know this. You've known it for a long time. The only question that remains is what you are going to do with that knowing. You are standing at the threshold, Aries. The quantum field is wide open. Every probability wave that represents the life you are truly capable of living is shimmering with potential, waiting for the specific vibration of your conscious choice. Not someday. Not when conditions are perfect. Not when you've healed everything that needs healing or built everything that needs building. Right now. In this moment, with exactly the tools and understanding and fire that you have. The universe does not need a perfected version of you. It needs the real version. The brave version. The version willing to begin. This is your quantum activation. This is your Aries initiation. This is the moment the video was always building toward. Not a destination, but a launching point. A bifurcation in your personal timeline where one choice, made with full awareness and full fire, sends everything forward in a direction you've been trying to find your whole life. The door is open. The fire is lit. And somewhere in the fabric of the quantum field, in the infinite superposition of all your possible futures, the version of you who walked through it is already waiting for you to arrive. Don't keep them waiting. It's time to begin.